Hello there, Capricorns. Welcome to your weekly reading. Um, Once again, the format is first five cards is deals with your love life, and the other five cards deals more with the general energy. So let's just get into this portion of your reading here. What I feel happening here is there is a situation here where there were a lot of arguments, a lot of going back and forth, reassessment, as well as communication that was very, very problematic between you and a relationship partner. Okay. And I feel almost like if the communication has been about, let's separate, let's reassess this relationship. Is it still serving our needs, and is it still something healthy or good for us to be in with this Three of Swords? I feel almost like you felt very attacked. You felt like you couldn't help it but take whatever they say to heart, and take it whatever they say very, very, very personally. I feel like there might have been a recent change of like a course of action, or a recent news or recent events coming up that allows you to look at this situation from a different perspective, wherein you're able to come back together with your partner to reach some type of a compromise, or to reach some type of a consensus, and to kind of understand more about where they're going, why they're communicating the way that they are, and whether or not the two of you can kind of like hash things out and kind of continue to work together. Because I feel like at the heart of the matter with the Three of Swords in the reverse, it's almost like you took it very, very personally, and you didn't understand where they were coming from. But there is definitely a paradigm shift, a change in perspective, and a change in the way that you both communicate with each other. This heavily deals with messages and communication back and forth, but the energy is very, very young, and the energy is very, very defensive. And because of that, I'm inclined to say one person felt defensive and the other person was just stating their truth, but they might have stated it in a manner that wasn't very in a manner that was not very, like they might have difficulty sugarcoating. They might be so brutally honest that in the heat of the moment, or the way that they rationalize and the way that they analyze the relationship, they said whatever it was that concerned them, and there was a no holds bar approach to communication, and it left you feeling almost as if it was your fault. It left you feeling almost as if, that they could not understand you, that they're having trouble continuing in the relationship. However, this is the week where I feel like there is definitely a coming back together, paradigm shift, the end of a separation, communication where you're letting your guard down, you're no longer defensive, and the other person is no longer, they don't have their sword out slashing you, or they don't even, it's not like they might have come into a sense of understanding or insight that it's not really your fault, that you're trying your best, and in this situation that they should be a lot more supportive. We have next the Ten of Pentacles, and this deals with things that are built up over time. And a lot of you Capricornian people, you tend to stay in relationships for quite some time. There seems to be, joint finances, linked bank account, property, children, family connections. You know their family, they know your family, and joint things that you have together: car, mortgages, daycare, health insurance, bank account. And I know these things are, they're not very like sexy to talk about when it comes to love and relationship, but you also have somebody that is there for you through thick and thin. When you're sick, they take care of you. When they're sick, you take care of them. And because of that, there's a sense of stability, dependability, as well as being able to rely on each other through thick and thin. And that's pretty much at the heart of the matter here regarding your love life. That you have somebody that is always there for you. You know that they are in alignment with what you want out of life. You guys have the same morals, the same values, and you want to go places with each other. And so whatever snags in the road, whatever bumps that you've had to overcome, I feel like you have overcome it with this relationship partner, but there's still a sense that I might need to shape up, I might need to do things differently, or the other person, if they have been, very critical and harsh, they're also thinking, I have to shape up, I have to, soften up, and I have to understand where the Capricorn person is coming from. And so, coming in for this week, there is a rejuvenation in the relationship, headed in the right direction. Two people trying to, make a new start with each other. So, I feel like there has been some type of a truce that happened recently that allow the two of you to overcome your communication differences, or to really hash things out and talk about something that was very concerning between the two of you, so that you can have forward momentum moving on with this relationship. Okay. I feel like there are very, very strong, bonds of attachment, a really strong, nurturing, caring energy. And I also feel like the two of you, communication seems to be the only problem that's hindering your progress. Communication is also our mental processing. You might see a situation from a different perspective, and they see it a different way. And for whatever reason, you're giving them this insight and they're not really having it. Or they are giving you some insight and you're looking at it from a different perspective. Hence, you solve your problem, or you approach the situation in a different manner. And then as a result of it, there wasn't a lot of seeing eye to eye. This is going to start to clear up for you, because at the foundation here with the Ten of Pentacles, it's something that is real. It's something that is tangible. It's something that you're building on with and moving on from. The Ten of Pentacles can also deals with the expansion of the family unit, more children coming into the picture. Children are growing up, hence we need to find a new property. So for those in committed relationships, I feel, or even for those of you committed relationships, or even, dating, there is an element here about wanting your own space, wanting to be an adult, wanting to show the world that you are self-sufficient, that you can take care of yourself, and hence finding your own space, finding your own haven. So I feel like there's a lot of taking things to the next level, but also talking about things, talking about, can we, move out of the parents' house and can we live together? Or can we, find a place where the two of us can energetically be at peace and not have a lot of family obligations, family interference, and things like that. If for those of you who are attached. For those who are single, we have here a new spark of passion that's coming into the picture. The Ace of Wands, I usually think of it as, like a fire energy, sports, someone who's athletic, somebody who's very outdoorsy, somebody who's really clear. They're going to let you know their intentions, and they're very, very clear about what they want and what they expect from you. So this is like a no games type of an approach when it comes to new relationship partner. You might have somebody here that exhibits these traits, and they are constantly, there's progression and forward moving momentum with their energy, where they're always doing things. They might be as well very popular. They're always doing things, talking to many people, and there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of passion here in this with this new person. Okay. Moving on to the other portion of your reading, and the card that does concern me here, I have Four of Swords as well as Ten of Swords. The Four of Swords is a resting phase, okay? This is like recuperating, healing from a situation that was potentially very, very, very painful. I'm getting a lot of people that might have had some bodily aches and pain, surgery, major surgeries. I'm also seeing like overall body aches. So if you have been doing a lot of physical activity, sports, exertion, and I feel also heat stroke. I feel almost like you might not feel it physically, because you guys are built in a very solid and sturdy way. You take care of business and you do whatever needs to be done. This is a week for you to kind of consolidate and pull back and really start taking care of yourself, and stop feeding your energy to other people and stop giving so much of your energy away to other people. I feel a state where you are very stressed out. I also see a state where you are physically very overtaxed and you need some type of a rest and restoration so that you can feel like yourself again. If you are working many, hours overtime, or even you're on call and you're called in to do things like on your weekend where you need to really, devote to R&R, rest and restoration, you really need to give yourself that courtesy, because I feel like your body physically is feeling it. Some of you are at a point where there's just a lot of responsibilities, a lot of obligation, like relatives, cousins, nephews, nieces, and people that are constantly around. And, you want to lend a helping hand, but at the same time, you're not physically taking care of your emotional health and your physical health. Okay. First of all, the job that you're at with the Queen of Pentacles is a very good job. I feel like it pays well. Okay. And last week, I believe, I mentioned that you are meant for more. So I do feel an energy here about job security, staying in a place, racking up overtime, being able to make the money that you want, and feeling as if you're meant to be there. And then every time you try to leave, you are very, very fearful of the alternative. You're trying to get here, you're trying to get a new start for yourself with this Fool card, and you're fearful. What if nothing else comes into the picture for me? So it's more like this, contemplating, I have this job, I'm not really happy with it, I want to go, but if I go, what if I end up here? But there is one thing separating you from it, and a lot of it deals with mental energy, wanting to leave but not really finding a practical solution. So it's almost like wanting to leave a job but thinking what's next without doing the research, without doing the preparation to see what else is out there, to see what your alternative solutions are, and to see what your options are as well, because you're so fearful. So there's a lot of R&R that needs to be had from your end, taking some time off, taking a few, mental health days if you're not feeling well, so that you can, take that time to really do the search and figuring out what's out there. Because I feel like you want to leave, but you're talking yourself out of it. And in the process of thinking about the process of leaving, you're also working yourself up into a frenzy, and you're imagining failures. And Capricorns, you don't handle failures very well. For you, it's like all or nothing. I aim to win. Like, failure is not an exception. It's not an option for you. And so while you're ruminating over this, you're not doing the preparation, you're not doing the strategizing, you're not doing the research to see what else is out there for you. Okay, so a little bit of an uncomfortable month. Please take care of yourself. Take the time necessary for you to kind of replenish yourself mentally and emotionally and physically as well. The relationship situation is going to start to sort itself out. You will have a lot of support coming in from your relationship partner. I see somebody cooking for somebody in bed and feeding them soup. So you might be doing this with children. They might be doing it for you. Your partner might be doing that for you. You might be doing that for your partner. But, we are heading into Virgo season. And so the energy is a lot more about, let's take care of each other. Let's nurture each other in a practical way. Food, stability, and, promises that are made during this season. I feel like it's a lot better than during the Mercury retrograde season, last month. So I feel like there is a clearing of the air and the energy feels really good, but you just need to start taking care of yourself. All right. I worry about you guys sometimes, but I know that, you are also very stubborn. You do push yourself past your limits, but it's not the smart thing to do, because you need to think about the long-term ramifications of that. And you also need to strategize things long-term. If in particular you are thinking about career change or thinking about leaving your workplace, you have to kind of start branching out and doing that research, okay? Doing the research so that you know concretely what's available, so that you're not talking yourself. It's like one foot out the door and then talking yourself out of it because of fear and then going back to it. All right. So take care of yourself, Capricorns. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.